welcome to Poland Daily Travel. I'm Will Richardson in Kazimierz Dolny. This is a town about 120 kilometers south of Warsaw on the Vistula River. It's a long-time favorite haunt of artists and writers and filmmakers since way back in the communist times and, well, even back into medieval times. Now, the buildings behind me are two of the most famous buildings built side by side by two brothers in a rivalrous architectural duel some 400 years ago. The Christmas tree is for you this year. So I want to say Merry Christmas from Kazimierz Dolny. The Vistula River is not far away, flowing from Krakow this direction, this way, all the way to Warsaw and then Gdansk beyond. This is a place I've come to many, many times, and a place that I'm sure you would like to come yourselves when you visit Poland. You can do a lot of walking, biking. You can take boats, cruises on the river in the summer. This time of year, not so much. And in fact, you can take what they call in Polish a prom, or a ferry, across the river. And that is a good way to see Janowiec on the other side, which is an old fortress, or the remnants of an old fortress and a church. And very beautiful views back across the river of this particular area. We're sitting in my favorite place in Kazimierz Dolny, the little town on the Wisła south of Warsaw, about 120 kilometers. A great place to come at any time of the year, but particularly now. One, you'll have a place to yourself, virtually. As you'll see, there's no one else here in this particular place, the most popular bakery, cafe in the whole city. And you can sit and have a leisurely look at some of the favorite, leisurely tasting, well, look, of course, tasting of some of the favorite delicacies of the local environment. First of all, we have, this is, perfect Polish tea time break, because you see it's only about 4 o'clock, even though it's totally dark. It's about 4 o'clock. You have your coffee, you see? Some good coffee. And then you have your cebulash, that's with onions. It's a beautiful Polish delicacy, particularly in Lubelska. You can see that. And boy, it's tasty. You just break off a piece, you don't eat it all at once. And it's just delectable, very soft bread. Forget about your diet, make an exception. I am making an exception. And perfectly cooked with the onions. There's such a tradition in Lubelska, and so very Polish. So I'm an honorary Pole at this moment, I think, at least according to Kasia. And concession to America are cupcakes. And this one's with pistachios. Pistachio cupcake. I really shouldn't be eating this either, but what the heck, it's Christmas. Now, the pièce de résistance is this thing, which is a tradition in Kazimierz. Every time I come here, I always buy at least one of these. Take it away. This is a kogut. It's a rooster bread. As you can see, it smells great. It really is a beautiful thing. Only made here. I haven't had it anywhere else. It may exist elsewhere. It's a bit like a brioche in the shape of the French thing, in the shape of the rooster, or kogut, as they call it. And kogut is, in fact, everywhere here. It's the name of the place. It's the patron animal of Kazimierz Dolny. So there it is, and you just break off a piece. I'm not going to do it because I want to keep it intact for later, but isn't that pretty? It's just beautiful. You know how much it costs? $4. You can hear there's a party starting here in the square. All we have to do is get the camera out and suddenly cars appear, garbage trucks, police, and great hordes of tourists like the ones that just showed up, about 30 people. It's wonderful. You see, Poland Daily Travel not only brings travel to you, but attracts travel to us. Extraordinary. You might be asking yourself, where is Pove? And I'll tell you, it's not that far from Lublin. It's on the Vistula River. It has a port on the Vistula River, and it's famous for its Czartoryski Palace, a Baroque palace belonging to the Czartoryski family. Beautiful palace, by the way. If you're in this neck of the woods, you can stop off in Lublin, Pove, next door in Kazimierz Dolny, and Nałęczów, the beautiful spa town, very elegant spa town between Lublin and Pove. Now, you might also be wondering, how many people live in Pove? About 50,000 would be the answer, which makes it one of the main cities of the Lubelska province. Now, we are on our way heading back towards Warsaw. It's about 120 kilometers to Warsaw from here. It's about a two-hour drive because you have to go to the motorway. It takes a bit of time to get there. You have to negotiate traffic once you get to Warsaw. But it's pretty close. You can do it easily. Visit all three of those places, even in one day. That's what we're doing. And we're having a particularly good time looking at all the Christmas ornaments. Behind me, you see the second tree, the two trees of Pove. That's right. Christmas is twice as good in the center of Pove. People ask me all the time, is Polish Christmas different from what it is where you're from? Well, the places I've celebrated Christmas are the United States, in the South, Virginia, Georgia, North Carolina, and in England. I have to say Polish Christmas is a little different because the main events take place on Christmas Eve, not on Christmas Day. That's different. Although Santa Claus comes on Christmas Eve, both places, of course, or all those places I mentioned. The other thing is that the food is quite different. So you have fish, because Poland is basically a Catholic country, or intrinsically a Catholic country, I should say. You have fish on what they call Wigilia, that's Christmas Eve. Now, on Wigilia, you have fish. It's totally different from the States or England, where you have roast beef or turkey or something like that, ham, something like that. Now, but apart from that, you have meat and all the other regular stuff on Christmas Day, but it's a bit different. It's a bit different, not quite the same. And the fish thing on Christmas Eve is, takes a little getting used to, but you can do it, especially those of you who are vegetarians. There are plenty of you out there, I know. Now, what else is different about Christmas? Well, not a lot. You eat too much, you drink too much, you argue with your family, then you make up, then you go for long walks, then you watch movies. Maybe you go on a skiing holiday in Poland. People love to go skiing. This time of year, go spend some time in the countryside somewhere. Or another very popular thing, fly to a place that's warm. That's what I like to do. I like to fly to a place that's warm.